Well, this has been a long time coming, hasn't it? Hi everyone, it's Kate from the Fold 9. I am back to do Sew the Trends for spring, and I'm in Oxford Circus. I have not been here for nearly a year. I think this is the last time I was in, and yeah, so I'm going to go search the high street for spring trends so you guys can sew them. It's very quiet, it's really nice, so I've got a few shops I'm going to go to. Usually I start with Topshop, but that is no more. Yeah, so I'll take you with me. I probably won't film in the shops just because I've got a face mask on and stuff. Yeah, right, I'm gonna get going. Right, so I've just done another stories. Lots of really casual stuff in there, lots of less sort of dresses, more pieces, kind of lots of denim. There's some good stuff. I think I've already got a couple of patterns in my mind. So next up I'm going to go to Liberty. I'm going to go to John Lewis because there's loads. Where else am I going to go? Oasis is shut. It's really weird, so many places that I used to look in have now closed, but yes, I will keep you updated. Hi everyone, it's Kate. I'm back from town. It's the next day. It took me so long doing research that I thought I'd start with a fresh mind. So how delightful was it to be in town? It was amazing. I loved going into shops. I realised how much I'd missed touching things, touching fabric, seeing prints, seeing what was out there. It was a really lovely morning. Right, I've got some really good stuff to talk to you through. In terms of sort of an overview of what I saw, a lot of really casual stuff for this summer. I'm sure a lot of the shops were concerned about manufacturing and what to make because no one knew what was going to happen this summer. So there are a lot of casual kind of basic t-shirts, basic vest tops, joggers, like sweatshirts. I didn't include those in this because they're kind of core basics and I thought it would make it slightly less interesting. But there is a lot of stuff I've got to talk to you through. I think the thing that I really liked about this summer is that everything felt very casual. There weren't loads of dressy items. And yeah, I've got some good stuff. So I'm gonna get cracking because there's loads to talk to you through. So first things first, dresses. I've got three kind of dress styles which I saw a lot of. The first one is Shearing. I know this was in, I think this might have even been in last summer, but it's definitely stayed around. There's loads and loads of them about kind of dresses and tops around still. For anyone who doesn't know what shearing is, it's where you sew elastic in lines and it creates this really lovely texture and sort of stretchy. It's actually quite simple to do. The pattern that I've got actually gives you a tutorial on how to do shearing, so if you've never done it before, don't worry, they will talk you through it. The pattern that I've got is the Sophia dress and top from Victory Patterns. As I said, there were lots of shearing tops, so this is great because you get a top and a dress in one. It comes in sizes 0 to 30. This one was almost spot on. Shearing panel around the bust, square neckline, quite long and floaty, exactly the same as everything that I saw on the high street. This pattern also comes with 4 different sleeve options, so it's a really good one if you're looking for something that you're going to make a few things out of. I think you could definitely make the top in this and a dress and it would feel really, really different. So I thought that was a very good kind of first option for the shearing. Next up, in terms of styles, there were a lot of, sorry, I've got an itchy nose and it won't stop itching. Sorry, you didn't need to know that, did you? Next, I've got a really lovely dress. So these I guess it counts as a shirt dress. Proper collar. Yeah, most of them had a proper collar, buttoned down until the waist or all the way down, and the main thing is that it had a tier of gathering in the skirt panel. So I saw, and I did see lots of these. In terms of fabric for these, there were, again, ditzy florals and kind of quite muted pastels seems to be quite big this spring. So the pattern that I've got for you is a new one. Actually, it's the Lyra shirt dress from Tilly and the Buttons. I thought this was almost, as you can see, perfect in terms of, you know, it looks exactly the same. Proper shirt, buttons down to the waist. It's got the kind of, it's got the tier or panel of gathering at the bottom. I mean, this one felt so close, and I was really, as soon as I started seeing them everywhere, I was like, okay, yes, I know the pattern for that. So I think that's a really great one. Sizing on this, it comes in sizes 6 to 24. If you're outside of that size range, there is an expanded size range just in the PDF version, so it's worth noting on that. Last but not least on the dresses, lots of dresses like this, sort of quite loose fitting V-neck, buttons again, kind of smocky feel, some with an extension will kind of nipped in at the waist, some not. Lots and lots of these about. So the pattern that I thought would work really well for this is the Harmony dress and blouse from Atelier Scamet. I mean, this one's almost spot on. It kind of feels a little bit 80s in the feel, in the sort of shape, which was similar to what I saw on the high street. A V-neck, button down, cinched in at the waist. It's got gathers around at the shoulder, and then it's got gathering into a set waistband, so it doesn't pull in at the waist. It's actually sort of stitched in. There are also pockets on this, which is worth noting. In terms of sizing on this, it goes from a UK 6 to 20. So I thought that would be a really lovely one, and actually it's quite a kind of classic shape. I think you could probably wear this over and over again. So next up, I've got outerwear. I've actually got four jackets because there was so much outerwear. I was quite surprised, and I suppose it's spring still. It's still actually quite chilly in the evening, so I've shoved loads in because I thought it was worth it. The first thing I've got is a denim jacket. Loads and loads. I know denim jackets come out most summers and they're always kicking around, but there really were loads and loads this summer, so that is a real kind of core trend that I saw. Varies between, there were two different types. There were quite kind of classic fitted ones, there were lots of those, but there were also oversized ones, so kind of boyfriend style ones. In terms of the fabrication, it was quite generally it seemed to be black or very washed out, sort of almost like bleached denim. Obviously the black would be easier to source than a sort of very bleached pale denim. But the jacket I've got for this was the Atenus jacket from Itch to Stitch. This comes in sizes 8 to 22. I popped this in because I thought it was such a classic kind of denim jacket, really nice shape, not too fitted. If you did want to create that sort of boyfriend feel, you could definitely size up or go up a couple of sizes and it would work really well. It's a really lovely kind of make. If you haven't made one before, they're not as hard as they seem. They do have a lot of actual physical pattern pieces, but you're working with a sturdy cotton generally, and that makes sewing a lot easier, and you will get fantastic at top stitching by the end of it. So yeah, if you're looking for a good project to take on, I'd recommend something like this. Right, next up on the jacket front, there had to be a kind of classic bit of sort of almost tailored. There were loads and loads of these everywhere, in every shop. Boxy, oversized kind of blazers, all quite often in natural fibres, in linens, kind of heavily in linens, definitely some cottons as well. And yeah, the essence on it being sort of almost like a boyfriend cut tailored jacket. So the pattern that I've got, which I thought would be perfect for this, is the Heather Blazer from Friday Pattern Company. This comes in sizes 6 to 34. I thought this was almost perfect. It's similar in terms of it being a loose fit. It's also cut a little bit longer, like you could see the other jackets from the high street. One button at the front. Yeah, I mean, this one was almost spot on. So if you haven't made any outerwear before, this is probably on, because of it being a relaxed fit, it's probably on the easier side. So if you haven't done it before, this is definitely something to kind of have a look at if you're thinking about doing some outerwear. Right, next up on the jacket front, we had these. So I'll show you. They're kind of a mixture of a shacket and a workwear jacket. Still quite a lot of wools about for spring, and also kind of really heavy cottons. So this sort of relaxed fit. The other thing that was a real core feature was really oversized pockets on a lot of these sorts of shapes. So the pattern that I chose for this was the Stacker jacket from Paper Cut Patterns. This comes in sizes 6 UK 4 to 20. I picked this because I thought this felt very similar. It has that giant kind of oversized pocket. The only difference is the two pictures I'm showing you, they're slightly longer line, the sort of cut of the jackets, but there were also ones that I saw in the high street, quite a lot of quite short ones as well. So this is definitely kind of right for the look for spring. You could also make it a little bit longer if you wanted to, but I love this shape. It's really, there's two sort of different styles, but I do love that one with the big pocket. The other variation on this has kind of big pockets from the bust, which look fantastic as well. So both styles actually would be really on trend for spring. The last bit of outerwear that I've got, I included this because this is a bit of a hangover from winter. There are lots of shackets around in winter, so this is a kind of oversized shirt that you can wear as a jacket or coat. Lots of these still in the high street. I thought also at this time of year it's actually not hugely warm, so this would be a really good option as a kind of layering piece. So the pattern that I chose for this is the Diana coat from Lenoline Patterns. This comes in sizes 8 to 18. I included this because I just thought this was so spot on in terms of the shape, the length, the feel of it. You could make this in a boiled wool if you wanted something kind of, or like a kind of chunky wool if you wanted it to feel more wintry, but you could also make it in a kind of heavyweight cotton, and then it would feel a bit more spring-like. But I thought this was a really useful item to sort of take you through to summer, because as I was saying, the UK, it's quite chilly. Yes, so that is it for my outerwear. Next up, I've got jumpsuits. I've got two jumpsuit options. So the jumpsuits, there were again a lot of jumpsuits this summer, which I love. Put it all on, one outfit, bang, done. There were two they're quite similar, but there were sort of two patterns that I picked because, well, I'll talk you through. So as you can see from this, sort of the boiler suit style jumpsuit, tie at the waist, pockets on the bust, wide-ish leg trousers, not super wide, but kind of, relaxed fit. There were two different types, so I've included two different patterns because I thought it was worth putting them in. One has got a button-down placket and one has got a zip-down placket. And to me, I know they don't look hugely different, but in terms of construction and making and wearing, actually zip and buttons are quite different. So I've got two patterns for you. The first is the button-down version. This is the Lennox boiler suit and shirt from Homer and Howells. This comes in sizes 6 to 24. I popped this one in because, again, it's got the button-down placket. It's quite a relaxed fit. It's got an inbuilt waistband. It doesn't have the tie, but you could totally make one and add one. But I thought this was a really nice shape. It just felt so similar to the things that I'd seen. If you want one with a proper zip down the front, the pattern that I chose was the Leah jumpsuit from Fibre Mood. This comes in sizes 6 to 28. So again, this has proper tie at the waist, zip at the front, pockets. I mean, this one's kind of got it all. And that really nice relaxed fit. So if you're looking for something really nice, and also you can wear this as it's styled here with a polo neck underneath, so you can start wearing it now, and then as it gets warm you can sort of not have that underneath. So I thought this was quite a good piece. It could give you kind of a lot of longevity. So the other jumpsuit I've got were the kind of dungarees, lots of dungarees. Yes, I love a dungaree. Kind of relaxed fit, less kind of cinched in at the waist, wide, slightly wider kind of relaxed fit leg. Really nice, simple make, and definitely something, if you haven't made trousers and you want something kind of quite loose fitting, this could be a good option. So the Greer jumpsuit from Hey June Handmade, I thought this was a really good option. It comes in sizes 8 to 26. It's actually really simple, so if you haven't made trousers before and you wanted to branch into dungarees, I think this would be a really easy one to go with. It's got a seam down the centre front, so the construction on it is really speedy. It's not super fitted, so you don't have as many fitting issues. It's got patch pockets on the front. It's just a great pattern, and I think one that you could wear again now with a polo neck or a jumper underneath, and then as it gets warmer you can change it to a t-shirt. So again, it's another one that you could wear kind of throughout into the summer. Right, that is it for jumpsuits. I know that you're going to laugh at this. Cardigans. Yes, it is still chilly, and I saw these cardigans everywhere in every single shop. I'm not even exaggerating. A cropped cardigan, 3 buttons down the front, quite relaxed fit, everywhere, all different colours. So if you're going to make one staple thing this spring that is going to be bang on trend that you can wear through to winter, it's this. So the pattern that I chose, and I'm sure many of you are looking at me like, I know that, it's the Marlowe sweater from True Bias. This comes in sizes 8 to 20 with a C cup, and 16 to 32 with a D cup. It comes with 2 options as well, so if you don't like the crop version, there's a longer version. It's been so popular, this pattern, I can see why. I love the shape, and it's so close to everything in the shops as well, so it really is a good one because it's properly on trend. So tops, I've got a couple of top options. And I'm sure a lot of you are going to be like, no, not again. The ruffle. The ruffle is here for this summer. It was everywhere. It was on loads of different tops and blouses and dresses. You can't escape it, guys. And I personally love a ruffle, so I was quite pleased to see it. Most of these had either ruffles on the top of the sleeve or ruffles across the front of the bust, or kind of in that sort of bib style that goes up like sort of that shape. Lots and lots of these. Perfect pattern for this is the Bloomsbury blouse from Nina Lee. This comes in sizes 6 to 20. It comes with 2 different ruffle options. It's got high neck, which was similar to lots of things that I saw on the high street, but you could also cut it, if you didn't want the sort of polo neck, you could cut it with a round neck. Another thing that I have seen, if anyone's thinking this isn't particularly summery, I've seen some people make a sleeveless version of this, which I think would be really nice, and there were lots of sleeveless ruffly things in the high street as well. So this, to me, is the perfect match for that sort of look, and I think you'll agree it's a good one. So next up on the tops, I have got, yes, oversized shirts, huge amounts of oversized shirts. I think this ties into the real sort of casual feel of this summer's look. These were everywhere, again, in all the shops. Plains, whites, very pale pastels, not really prints, and lots of natural fibres for these, so lots of linen. I've got 2 patterns because I thought, well, I found 2 that I thought would be quite nice, and they're kind of different but have the same feel. So the first one is the Misha shirt from Lenoline Patterns. This comes in sizes 6 to 24. It's really relaxed fit. It's got a kind of curved hem, so a kind of dropped hem, so the back of the shirt is longer than the front. I think you get so much wear out of this. I think it's really lovely, and it's such a classic shape that you can wear it kind of over and over again. So that's the first one. The second one is the oversized shirt from the Assembly line. This comes in sizes 8 to 30. This felt like a real classic shirt, just a big kind of boxy version. Again, it's similar to the things that we've seen on the high street. Again, a classic shape. So if you're looking to make a shirt that you'll probably pull out every summer or winter, then this could be a good option. So I was really chuffed with that. Last but definitely not least, I've got trousers. So I've got just one type of trouser actually, because to be honest, that's kind of all there was. Made lots of denim jeans and then this style of trouser. So you can see here, quite relaxed fit. The core thing was the tie at the waist, sort of elasticated waist with a tie. Lots, again, natural fibres, lots of cottons, some viscoses. So the pattern that I chose to go with it is the Arden pants from Helen's Closet. This comes in sizes 6 to 30. I thought these were almost spot on. The variation that I'm show you in the picture has got an elasticated cuff at the bottom. You can leave this off, there's a variation without that. So if you don't like that and you don't want it, then that's easy enough to do. This is, again, a real classic item, wardrobe staple that you just won't get bored of. You can make it each summer in a different fabric and it feel like you've got something new and nice. And they're kind of like secret pyjamas, aren't they? Yeah, I think they'll be really comfortable and I think you'll get a lot of wear out of them. Right, that is it from me. I was speeding up because I could see how long I've been talking for. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found that useful and you found some good stuff to sew for spring. We'll be back soon with another video, and in the meantime, there's a blog post as well with all of this stuff, so you can go and check it all out. All right, have a lovely weekend. Bye.